Someone sweet in the comment section came to me asking me, how did I get my powers? How did I get the gifts that I am operating on? And he asked, or she asked, in a very kind way. So yes, I did not take it like on the offensive table. The truth is that I found myself with this gift at a very tender age. And it's not just the prophecy thing. Believe me, the gift is everywhere, I think. Although some people go extra miles to get their own from polluted grounds. But my first encounter, the first time I could remember as a child that I could see things, I started in one of my horror stories. I was washing the fuflax of me and my 3 siblings. And that was when I looked towards the kitchen door and I saw people looking at me, but they were not having our faces, if you understand, our human faces. That was like my first encounter. The second encounter was seeing a polluted altar in the church. One of the churches my parents visited back then. Yeah, in front of the altar was a very huge reptile, but the man of God was vibrating, etc. And then some of the members in the church were not ordinary. It was as though they were summoned from somewhere to make the church seem bigger or populated. Then the list goes on. Then one other thing also, I could interpret the speaking in tongues. Like if people were speaking in tongues close to me, I could hear the meaning. And at that tender age, I could also interpret Arabic. That gift ceased when I clocked 20. Do you understand? So it's not just me making mouths. Yes, this gift has been with me since babyhood, and it is basically what makes up Angel. I think I would be regular if it wasn't in the picture, if you understand. Now, there were things that would bring it down or raise it up, if you understand, like things that would either slow it down or heighten the whole thing. There was also a time I was polluted. I got polluted. And there was a time I did not see my gift for 2 weeks. That was when I came in contact with a scary native doctor on transit. I didn't even know he was a native doctor. So it's not a today thing. Do you understand? I think this is what you guys need to know. The thing there is that you have to keep in mind, when God calls you, be assured that the devil also called you, because he is a copycat. So I had to just channel my own gift to the Lord. Do you understand? I don't want to sleep and then wake up 1 hour after my praying hour and then be scared that one deity would visit me and strike me dead. When you're walking with Christ, he is ever merciful. He is ever loving, ever understanding, as long as your heart is made up to follow him. There is peace with Jesus Christ. This is my experience. Now, I am not just talking on just one angle. I have tested the both angles. Yes. So I can tell you that, you see, the other way, it is dead end. Now, there is this thing ministers do. Once you're on the pulpit, you start to look at other ministers as though they've not reached heaven. Whereas you're on earth, you will not hear that from my mouth. As long as we're on this earth, we're still running. Now, when I started this horror story stuff and then branched to ministration, prophecies, I realized that on the social media platform, I am not yet famous. Although that is not just the goal, to be famous for the wrong reasons, but I realized that I became famous on the other ground. Now I can no more cook alone. The moment I am preparing food in the kitchen or anywhere I'm doing something, I know that I am not alone. And I don't just mean the good vibes. Because when people astral project into my realm, they project themselves with the odor they came with. What I mean is, your perfume, whatever, smell, anything, that environment would also come into my own atmosphere. And it was bad. The shadows I would see that should be mine, like 2 or 3, it would now be 5, when I'm just the only person in that place. I rebuke and rebuke. I know it's going to be a normal thing. With the rebuking, I rebuke, etc. There was one that happened one night. I was sleeping. I think 2 ladies came into my atmosphere. One was like, is this where she is? What were you guys expecting my house to be, a mansion? Or I don't know. But the atmosphere or whatever they were saying was like, maybe is this like they were expecting maybe a shrine, or maybe I am something else on social media, and then spiritually I have fortification from the dark realm or something. So I had them talking. I was awake, but I just did not want to disturb myself, so I had to turn and I kept sleeping. I don't even know the moral. I'm just used to it. Not that it's bragging, but I'm tired. But unfortunately, I signed up for this, so it hasn't been easy. Sometimes I would be doing things, I would get the feeling, and then when I turn, I would see, then they will vanish. Like the vanishing is as though you cannot get when they will do like how Nollywood would do, but you would not just see them again. It's just horrible. Initially, it was them banging at like my door. My door would just move and it's not air. Then there was one. Luckily for me, my mom was around. You know this manhole in the ceiling? It lifted my manhole, like the stuff they use it. You know where people go into the ceiling to do something? And I shouted. That was when fear came into me, because it was just bad. As though something wanted to climb into my place. My mom got it, she rebuked it. Luckily for me, she was there. Even if she was not there, I would have handled it. But because at the end of the day, I am not going anywhere. I'm staying back where I am. So I'm used to it. But it has not been easy. If you're on this lane of horror, whether you're narrating regular horror, real life horror, stories from your mind, it's doing some kind of exposure. Have backup spiritually, not just you can't fight it alone at all. You can't fight it alone.